What up bros, I'm Frank. This is a video review of the Dart Zone Magnum, a 40-shot spring slam fire blaster. Tons of fun. This isn't a Nerf blaster, it's made by Dart Zone and fires the Dart Zone darts. Still tons of fun and compatible with Nerf Elite darts. Let's get to the review. Included is the blaster. What the is this? Photorealism. Just kidding. Included is the blaster itself, the drum, some darts, and the instructions. So now going over the blaster in a bit more detail, starting up at the front. This again is not a Nerf brand blaster, it's made by Dart Zone, so it does not have the in-strike attachment point because it's not in-strike, obviously. Nothing to point out as far as the functional components up here goes, but it is a comfortable front handhold. It has little iron sights up top, the female in the rear, male in the front. Pretty traditional iron sights. Not gonna help a whole lot to shoot, but it gives you a nice reference point to aim. Then getting to the massive drum. This thing holds 40 darts, which is pretty ridiculous. I mean, look how wide that is. It's wicked high capacity, especially since this is super small, like pistol or maybe SMG class if you extend the stock, but pretty high capacity. Up top is the priming handle. This is a spring-powered blaster. To prime, you do that. The priming bar does stick out in the back to let you know that you're primed, even though that's potentially something to break. Prime feels pretty smooth, like what you should expect. Getting down to the trigger. Trigger pull feels pretty normal. It is a slightly smaller grip, but it's not so small to completely cramp a larger hand or an adult's hand or whatever. You can fire this like a traditional blaster by pulling the trigger to fire, or you can hold down the trigger and slam fire it. And unlike some Nerf guns that fire when you return the priming handle, this one fires in the rear of it. And if you can hear that, this is unmodified. This doesn't have a traditional air restrictor. When you dry fire a Nerf blaster, it doesn't really sound that loud. It sounds like just poof, 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 and that's because they build an air restrictor so you don't put foreign objects in the barrels and shoot marbles at your friends. It's a safety thing and it also protects the blaster. The Dart Zone blaster, along with a few others they just sent me, don't have traditional air restrictors. In the barrel here, there's this little flap that scoots out of the way when a dart goes in. This accomplishes the same goal of preventing kids from shoving foreign objects into the barrel, but it makes it very loud to dry fire, so I would not recommend doing that. First, it's crazy annoying, and if you live near anybody, they're gonna get annoyed too, and it also puts excess stress on your plunger system and your internals. Not complaining or anything, I just think this dart restriction system is kind of interesting and kind of unique. Getting down to the grip, it's pretty comfortable. It is a little bit smaller, but nothing to really whine about. It's ergonomic, very smooth, nice and filleted. It is a comfortable grip. I often complain about grips, and I totally get that some people just hate it when I talk about grips, but this one's a pretty comfortable one, even though it's small. Moving down to the stock, arm brace thing. I don't know if this is supposed to be reminiscent of the SIG brace, but it's a collapsible stock that like folds a little bit, and it's pretty cool in theory, but I don't know if mine's broken. Mine doesn't stay still, so it moves all the time. It's kind of annoying. In theory, having a little collapsible stock arm brace thing to be able to customize the blaster would be really cool, because some people want to shoot this kind of like a pistol and then maybe extend it out and have like an arm brace. But mine won't stop moving, so it's kind of always in the way and not helpful at all. If it were like stationary, it could be helpful. It's not really my style, but it could be helpful for some. I don't think it's helpful in any capacity for anyone if it won't stop moving. Unless you just wanted to like hit people and have like a helicopter type of like thing attached to the blaster, but that's not very safe melee. I recommend foam melee toys, not plastic. Operating the blaster is pretty simple. You front load the massive drum and then you prime back like I showed you. You can fire 40 rounds without reloading. Freaking high capacity. Slam fire, holding the trigger down. Woo. You usually get a little break to reload or something. Strained from firing too many without reloading. Hashtag high cap problems. Now I'll shoot a few Nerf Elite darts just to show you those. Woo! Cannot get over that. It's so much fun. So firing the blaster, lots of fun. I didn't have any jams or malfunctions. It fires very well. Put it up on the chronograph and I got an average velocity of 80 feet per second with the included Dart Zone darts, which are these guys. And previously Dart Zone released some darts of a very similar design, but they're slightly shorter. These are a modified design, and I think they call them like super darts or something, but these are very similar dimensions as Nerf Elite darts. So Nerf Elite darts work very well in this blaster, and you can use the Dart Zone darts in Nerf blasters, so they're cross-compatible. Yay. Buzzbee did this a while back with even the magazines and the darts. I don't know if some patent expired, but I'm so stoked that everybody's using similar darts. So you don't have to commit to one brand and one line or whatever. So you can just buy all the foam Nerf guns or foam flinging toys on the market, all the magazines and all the darts, and everything works together. Yay. And so we can have a more direct comparison of this blaster to other current Nerf blasters and foam toys on the market. I also chroned it with my Nerf Elite darts, and I got the same average of 80 feet per second, which is a little surprising. Usually there's some type of variation, but it shoots very well with Nerf Elite darts and the included Dart Zone darts. And comparing that 80 feet per second to the standard Elite 70 feet per second, it's shooting harder than most Nerf blasters on the market right now. 10 FPS is noticeable. It shoots hard, and it's tons of fun. So my personal opinion on the Magnum Superdrum by Dart Zone, very positive opinion. My only drawback, which I'll start with the con and then get to the rest of the pros since it's a minor one, this stock thing, I don't know if I have a defective product, but I don't like this. It should like stay still. Adjustable is cool, but adjustable and then it stops moving and then it's good to go. I don't like that. I do want to use this in a Nerf war. I like it that much. It shoots really well. Transitioning to the pros, high capacity, without drums or like a detachable thing, 40 darts built into the blaster is incredibly high capacity. Sure, it's big and bulky, and this isn't what I would like classify as a sidearm or like a pistol to stick it in a holster. That would be way too big, but this is primary worthy. 40 darts is great. And there are a lot of game types that call for like on the fly reloading. So you're shooting just 5 or 6 darts and then you're running around and you're not engaging anybody and then you fire 7, 8 more darts. This type of blaster is perfect for that because running magazines, when you fire 8 darts, you still have 10 left if you're running 18 round stick mags. And do you do attack reload or do you just risk it for the biscuit and keep that magazine in the blaster with only 10 rounds? It's kind of a judgment call based on the scenario. With this blaster, you fire 8 rounds, and then while you're running around, you just grab loose ammo and you reload it. High capacity drums like this that are accessible while you're still able to fire and you're primed back with a hot barrel, you can just sit there and reload. This is great. Keep in mind, not for every single game type, but this type of blaster definitely has a place in Nerf, and I will not be surprised if I see a lot of HVZers carry blasters like this, especially in those long drawn-out missions when you fire, like you kill 3 or 4 zombies and then you keep running around. This is such a perfect blaster for that because you engage and you don't have to deal with magazines or anything. Again, not perfect for everything. The only con I can point out is this stock, and that's, I mean, I can remove those 2 screws and just pull the whole unit out, problem solved very quickly, but I do review blasters in their unmodified form. 80 FPS performance, better than normal, high capacity, I didn't have jams or malfunctions, slam fire if you want it. I personally can't like control the blaster well enough on slam fire without like a stock to, you know, like stabilize the blaster because of the, like I'm just jerking around the blaster as I'm priming it. So it's a little tough for me, but you can always get better or just deal with a 10% accuracy decrease, whatever. Very high opinion of the Magnum. Dart Zone has released a few blasters for the fall of 2016. I'm happy with like all of them. Phenomenal upgrades from their previous line. Not that there was anything wrong with it. The Scorpion was phenomenal, but it was just, you know, limited. Now they have a bunch of different options, all performing very well and cross-compatible with Nerf Elite darts. I love it, yes. The best part, the Magnum has a list price of $20 US, which for this package is ridiculous. I'm pretty sure Nerf would charge $35 US for the same thing. Just to get 40 Nerf Elite darts would cost a lot. The paperwork said this is a Target exclusive, so if you try to buy one, check Target first. That's the review. Hopefully I've provided everything you need to know whether or not you'd like to purchase this blaster. I had a ton of fun with it. I'll put a buy link in the description box below if you're interested. Otherwise, I'm Frank. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, stay tactical.